What's up, y'all? Brix from Brix Fitness. Welcome back to the channel. I don't know if you could tell. You probably can, but my face is swollen like a mug. That's the reason why I'm making this video right now. If you're not new to the channel, you know that a big part of my my mission for this channel is to share with you guys the lessons that I've learned from the many mistakes that I've made in my life. I know half of this stuff, more than half of this stuff, are things that you already feel innately inside. You already know what you have to do. But I know for me, hearing it from third-party sources, from outside of me, confirmed it and made me take action. So I'm hoping that me being transparent about the mistakes I've made in my life helps you guys in a major way. So about 5 years ago, I made a mistake. I did something that turned my whole life upside down. I lost my job, I lost my car, I lost my apartment, I lost everything. And I was in the worst financial situation I've ever been in my life because of this one thing that I did, right? And I call this thing the worst and the best thing that ever happened to me because it humbled me, it slowed me down, it made me think about things before actually taking action. I didn't think about things before. I was a firecracker. I didn't think about consequences because I've always gotten away with everything. So this one event changed the course of my life forever. But the reason why I tell that part of the story is because I lost my health insurance. I lost everything. I had no money. Around that time, I started having some dental issues, right? But I would put it off. So like, all right, let me state what the lesson of the whole thing, the point that I'm trying to get to you guys right now. There's going to be things that come up in our lives that we may not want to address because it either involves pain, it involves us, you know, getting outside of our comfort zone financially, it involves just doing things that we don't feel like doing, right? And I'm a true believer that our goals, our life, it don't care how we feel. Like what needs to be done needs to be done. And I was always a person that kind of put things to the side. I never took care of the things that I know I needed to take care of because I always had some sort of an excuse. So my dental work that I needed to get done was one of those things. It wasn't a priority. I was living in survival mode. Every dollar that I made, it was spent on taking care of my children and just making sure that I was able to survive, you know. But that's not an excuse because I traveled, I bought sneakers, I did things with my money that could have went to me taking care of my business with my dental health. So right now I'm sitting here years later because of something that I did not address when I should have, and now I have an infected tooth. But I want to share with you guys one thing. This book that my manager Mike he suggested to me. It's called the 5-Second Rule, right? It's by Mel Robbins. Now the basis behind this book, I mean, I listened to the whole book, but it really comes down to just one thing, right? So the concept behind the book is there's that moment when you know you have something that you need to do or something you need to act upon. And if you wait, your brain will talk yourself out of doing it, especially if it's something that's not fun, something that's not comfortable, something that is just simply something you don't want to do. Your brain is going to start formulating excuses and telling you reasons why you shouldn't do it. So what I learned from this book is, and I did this a few weeks ago when I made my first, I'm in the process of getting this addressed. I went to the dentist. It's a long process because there's a lot of work I need done. So a few weeks ago what I did was, because it was something that every time I thought about going to the dentist, every time I thought about, and there's a few other things in my life that fall into this category, but let's talk about this dentist thing right now. Every time I thought about it, they put this pit in my stomach, and I would always formulate some sort of an excuse why I was not going to do it. But so a few weeks ago, I woke up and I said, you know what? And a big part of the reason why I hold myself accountable now, a big part of the reason, not all of the reason, is because of you guys. I really feel like I need to practice what I preach. I need to live by example. So I woke up that morning and I counted to 5. you know, backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I call the dentist and I make my appointment. And it's simply, it's something magical about that countdown process, right? So whether that's you pulling your credit report, whether that's you getting up to go to the gym, whether it's you getting up to clean the kitchen, whatever it is that you don't want to do, it's something magical about making the decision in your head to take action after you count down from 5. So it's simply 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you go. You take action. You don't give yourself time to talk yourself out of it. You don't, you know, make any excuses. You just get it done. And that book was very powerful with you know, just explaining how your brain works and how you can't trust yourself. You can't trust your brain to help you get things done. Anyway, so basically, a long story short, there's always going to be things in our lives that we try to avoid. And just know that avoiding it is not going to make it go away. It's only going to make things worse. So whatever this may be for you, whenever something comes up that you know you need to address, but you don't want to, it puts that pit in your stomach every time you think about it. It makes, you know, you start formulating every type of excuse that you can think of. Whenever that happens, these are the moments that if you form the habit of attacking those things right when you feel them, it will change the course of your life. Point blank period. It will, because you're starting to form the habit of getting things done. And there's a whole lot of things in our lives, right? Because most of us are busy, but not a lot of us are productive. There's a really big difference between being busy and being productive. Being productive are simply doing the task that has the most effect on the outcome of our lives, right? So let's say, for instance, you have a task list of 10 things, right? Let's say you can only do 2 of those things. So looking at your list through that scope will help you identify exactly what tasks are important. Anyway, I'm getting off the point. I think all of us know, as men and women, we know what we have to do, right? A lot of the times we start lying to ourselves about basically justifying not doing the things that we don't feel like doing. But we know when we're doing that. Even if you're lying to yourself, you know that you're lying to yourself. So a big changing point for me was me being honest with myself and seeing through my own BS. And once I seen through my BS, I stopped allowing myself to sabotage my life by not doing things that I should do. It changed the course of my life. Anyway, I'm rambling right now. I appreciate you guys as always. Follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram at Brix Fitness. Oh yeah, I'm doing the meal plans. I have a lot of people who've been ordering meal plans, and I've been getting some really good feedback on the meal plans. So I never mentioned them on the channel. I make meal plans. There's a link in the description for that as well. So I'm just trying to share the wellness with you guys as I try to figure it out. So get well and get money.